So chapter 12, part C. Yeah, part C, and question number 20th. Which of the following event will terminate an agency relationship? Number one, revocation of the agency by the principal. So principal can revoke. Number two, frustration. If the house burns down, if the agent dies, or the seller dies, so will we still have the continued relationship? No. Specific performance. Basically, if somebody taking you to the court no longer want to do any business with you, still will, right? So it's all of the above. This is number four. And then we go back to the question number two. Alan is Peter's agent with the express authority to rent Peter's cottage for the summer months. Express means limited. However, in his capacity as Peter's agent, Alan accepts an offer to purchase the cottage instead. When Peter discovers the incident, he is so impressed by the price, he calls and tells the purchaser that he adopts Alan's act. So, how is the word adopt? Adopt means accept. He didn't ask him to sell it, but he sold it, but he accepted it afterwards. If you accept it afterwards, so which are we going to use? Retroactively, ratification, right? Right? If I tell you rent my home, but rather than you rent you, as you have sold my home, but I found it's a good price, I said okay, no problem. So which are you going to use? Ratification, right? So which of the following is the result of these actions at law? So number one, Peter has ratified Alan's actions. Therefore, the purchaser cannot sue Alan for breach of warranty of authority. You understand, right? So you have ratified. If I tell you to sell my car and you have I just sold also my tennis racket in there, but I say okay, no problem. So if I say okay, no problem, it means I have ratified it. If I sue you for $50, right? So it's number one. Then we go to the question number four. Adele is a real estate agent acting for a developer, so highlight word developer, who is purchasing large blocks of land in Vancouver for a large development. Adele purchases some lots in the area for himself and discloses his identity to the vendor as required by Real Estate Act on those purchases. He doesn't mention the purchases to his principal. So highlight doesn't mention. So he hides. So I'm a realtor, I'm working for a developer, but I find a property, no, I don't tell him. I buy myself. I said, am liable to him? Yes. I said, am I making a good deal? No. Yes. Shortly thereafter, Adel makes a profit on this resale of his lots due to the effects of his principal's development on the real estate market. What is this an example of? Good business deal? Misuse of confidential information? No. Third, a profit for which Adele must be liable. Account means liable to his principal. So basically, being a realtor, you are liable to your client, to your principal. Eh, is number three. Okay. And then we go to the question number five. Coralie asked him to sell her car and her mountain bike for her while she was away on holiday. She gave Tim the keys to the car and told him to accept the price in excess of 17,000. So 1700. So right, excess of 1700. Which of the following is an example of implied authority? Implied authority means contemplated act. Contemplated act. If I tell you sell my car for $1,700, right? And what are you gonna do now? You're gonna use and this is the express authority. I sell for $1,700. Right? Now you're gonna use yourself implied authority, right? Like you're gonna show my car for a test drive, and test drive is a implied authority. If they sell my home for $600,000, now you're gonna show my home. Showing your home basically is an implied authority, right? And so number one, Tim sold the car to Sharice for $1,750. Number two, before Sharice was willing to purchase the car, she insisted that she test drive the car and have it checked by the Automobile Association, which Tim allowed her to do. So what kind of authority is this one? Implied. Test drive, right? Third, when Sharice was viewing the car, she noticed a small roof rack sitting in Coral's garage, right? Highlighted roof rack. She said that she would like to buy the rack to carry her camping gear on Coral's car. Tim said he would include the rack in the sale for additional $75, to which Sharice agreed. When Coralie returned, she told Tim that she was pleased that he had sold the rack. Highlight pleased, since she had no more use for it. So he told only to sell the car but also sold the rack. But he said, okay, no problem. So it means ratification, right? Next, after advertising the bike for sale at $300 in vain means it didn't sell, right? Useless effort. Tim sold the bike to Sandra, the only person to make an offer for 260. Coralie accepted the money. Higher the word accepted. The money when she returned, although she was disappointed not to get the full price because she accepted is ratification. So which one is this one? Here is the number
Two.
2 for test drive, but 3 and 4 are ratifications.
So what if like she does not accept, like